Yeah, Andre will return to the group. I think Oliver did a great job in his absence. I think we learned a lot about Oliver and gave him a taste of those first team minutes, which is important early in the season. But obviously, it's great to have the best goalkeeper in our league back behind us now. And yeah, we look forward to his return here in Subaru Park. Julian is going to be close. It'll be kind of a game time decision. You're finding the balance of obviously playing against a high quality opponent in Pachuca in a very, very big game at home. Balancing it being the first leg, and not risking further injury. So have a decision to make. That'll be made tomorrow. See how he responds to his workout today. But in his absence, we'll have a plan together if he's unable to go. If he does play, great. He's a great goal scorer. So, finding a balance there between the two. But Andre will be back 100%. So towards the end of the game here with Saprissa, it just started to tighten up at the end, and it was something where last year he pushed through and maybe did further damage. This year, knowing his body a little bit better. I think last year it was his first muscle injury that he'd ever had, so he didn't really know what he was going through. And this year he was a little more proactive. So I don't think it's serious. I don't think it's long term, but we also don't want to have it be a reoccurring thing.
From the media that have joined us virtually, please, Matthew De George, go ahead.
Hey, Jim. I wonder just big picture. I believe this is the seventh time you guys will have faced a Liga MX team in this building. I wonder, in competitive games, what does that mean to you guys? And if I had told you that 4 years ago that you would be in this position playing these kinds of opponents regularly, I wonder what your response would have been then.
Well, first and foremost, League MX is a great league, a league that I watch very closely, a league that is very entertaining and has real high quality players. There's also now a lot of former MLS players that are playing there, a lot of League MX players playing in MLS. So it's a good, healthy rivalry. To be playing in the Champions League, Matt, as consistently as we are, is something that we're very, very proud of. Having said that, we also recognize how difficult these tests are. Last year, we had some success against League MX teams in Champions Cup and also in the Leagues Cup. So again, we'll look to try to learn about our group. I think you learn about your group in the hardest games, in the biggest games, and there's none bigger than playing Pachuca in our stadium in Subaru Park in the Champions Cup. So both teams are on similar rest, which is helpful, but we expect a really tough opponent. And again, this will be halftime. We still know we have to go to Pachuca Stadium, and that's a very difficult task. So we want to set ourselves up as best as possible, stressing to the guys how important it is not to concede and be strong defensively, and obviously try to score a goal ourselves. So that's the objective. We know it'll be difficult, and everybody will have to be playing at 100% at their max.
Please, Rodrigo Tovar, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Rodrigo Tovar from Fox Sports Mexico. My question is for Coach. Coach, I would like to know your opinion about Guillermo Almada, who is known here in Mexico for coaching very young players and develop them very, very well. And also he was kind of considered to be the coach of Mexico's national team. Thank you.
Yeah, look, I respect very much Pachuca's approach to football, their approach to doing it with their academy. If you look at the consistent production of good, young, talented players that are currently on Pachuca's roster, but also have gone on to other clubs in League MX and in Europe and all over, they really do a great job in their academy. Similar to Philadelphia, we have a real emphasis on our home talent, our homegrown talent. But Pachuca is doing it very well. An incredible coach, a tough task, and they have a lot of also not just academy talent, but also some real quality players in Idrissi, in a Rondon, who our players have watched for several years in the Premier League. A Sanchez as a number 10 that can make a final pass. So Pachuca has a lot of weapons. They're statistically one of the best attacking teams that Liga MX has this season. A lot of data shows that, whether it be their chance creation, their shots on goal, the goals scored. And they have a way of really playing end-to-end exciting games, a lot of high-scoring games. So we'll have to do our best to try to stop that. But it certainly starts with their leadership and their coach, who is an exceptional manager.
Please, Jose Nunez, go ahead.
Hi, Jim. Hi, Mikhail. Jim, you just praised the man I wanted to ask you about, or I guess the two names I wanted to ask you about in terms of Idrissi and Rondon. It's going to be a very tough matchup for Nate. What is your message to him, especially going up against these really talented players? And I don't know if you can share an update on Jose Martinez. I know he was withdrawn at half over the weekend, and how he's doing.
Yeah, first with Jose, he's fully fit and ready to play, which is good. Little bit precautionary at halftime, didn't feel great. So we made an adjustment in our last game, but he'll be back and available for selection. When you look at Pachuca on film, so much of their attacks come down their left-hand side, our right-hand side. So we'll have to have a plan in place with our group. We obviously know we're shorthanded at the center back position with 2 suspensions. So we'll have a plan in place to protect the middle first, because that's where goals come from, but also have a real tendency to try to take away their strength. You can't do that for 90 minutes perfectly. So we know a player of Idrissi's quality is going to get chances. 1v1, I'd say he's as good a player as there is in all of CONCACAF. So it's not a one-person job. We'll need to force him towards the sidelines, towards where he has help for double teams. But his ability to beat a player 1v1, score a goal, make a final pass, find Rondon in the box, who uses his body and his movement as well as anybody. It's going to be a difficult test for us, but certainly being sound defensively on our right side of the field, their left, is a real key to tomorrow's matchup.
Please, Joe Tansey, go ahead.
Somebody asked Mikel something.
You're in luck, because I'm about to.
Good.
With the striker situation, for you, Jim, how do you evaluate how Marcus, Chris, maybe even Quinn gets thrown into the dynamic there if Julian can't play? And for you, Michael, I mean, with some of these guys that you've worked with especially Marcus, who's come in this offseason, how have you kind of worked with them to get him up to speed, and how do you see the way he's fit into the team?
I'll go first. It's been by committee right now, right? So whether it's Marcus, it's Quinny, it's Donovan, Rafa even stepped in as a 10 last game and did a good job for us. So again, it's not just one player yet. The difficulty with the Champions Cup is we haven't been able to play our best lineup all the time consistently together. And then with the injuries to Andre and Julian, that makes it difficult. So much like Pachuca's kind of 3-headed monster that we have, we're at our best when it's Ure, Carranza, and Gazdag, playing multiple reps together. And that is what will, take us on a good run in competitions like this. So getting them all on the field and healthy together is certainly the goal.
And then the question about Marcus, I feel like obviously he's brought something to the group. He has a great explosion. He has some speed, but also some good touches and good cutting abilities in the dribbling. So I think that he definitely provides something to the squad. But as Jim often says to us, it's our job to make him feel welcome and make him feel a part of the team as quick as possible. And I feel like he's stepped into that really well, and the guys have taken care of him. So it's about having the entire group working together and trying to implement the guy that's coming from the outside and help him reach his best potential.
Please, Matthew De George, go ahead.
Hey, Michael. I wonder what the kind of challenge has been the last couple weeks, fitness-wise. Just so many games, not that much training. Is there anything that you've kind of gotten used to in your time here with the Union about these quick turnarounds? What's that been like physically for you?
Yeah, like obviously you coming from Europe, you had to get a little bit used to all the travel over here. But I feel like, yeah, you get used to playing all the games all the time. It's what we play for as players. We want to play as many games as possible. It's the fun part. Obviously, it's going to be tough and it's going to be hard. But yeah, this early in the season, that definitely can't be an excuse because we just started. So it's just nice being back playing this many games, and also the experiences of trying to play in different competitions against different opponents is always, again, what you play for as a player.
Last questions. Come on, John, you have the honors.
Jim, you mentioned a bunch of forwards there talking about
Yeah.
where's Ty Baribo and all that, because he's a player whose team made a significant investment in last year, but he really just seems to have not gotten anywhere close to the field.
Yeah, I had a healthy meeting with Ty yesterday. He came in and we discussed things. We talked about obviously every striker and every player wants to be playing minutes. We don't want players that aren't happy to not be starting and being involved. So had a good healthy discussion. Talked about now the challenges of, because we aren't training a lot together, we're basically playing, recovering. There haven't been the reps with the top group that any striker needs, right? Every striker looks better when Kai Wagner's serving them balls, or Nate Harriel's get into the end line and cutting balls back, and he hasn't had many of those reps because he had an injury in preseason where he missed, almost 3 weeks. So we talked about that. We talked about now doing it more consistently every day in training. And I think we'll have a good response from Ty to fight his way up that depth chart. But I say it all the time, the game in training tells the truth, and the guys that we pick on the weekend are the ones that we think give us the best chance to win. So he's going to work hard to be one of those guys.